Good evening. Hey, look at that. Came right up. How about that? Groovy. Who's ready for some Ironsworn today? I know I am. Oh, after Saturday, our Starforged Session 0 was lit. So we're going to do it again. But we're going to do Ironsworn. And we're playing a freaking dwarf. And it is a Ironsworn looking dwarf if I've ever seen one. Check him out. Courtesy of Mid-Journey AI. Told them I wanted an Ironsworn or a rugged iron dwarf or armored dwarf with a braided black beard, and this is what I got. And that is an Ironsworn looking dwarf if I ever saw one. Actually contemplating switching back and doing elves again, but after seeing that picture, I think I'm good. Let's see here. Doing a little housekeeping still. Capture that view right there. So this is the loading page. We've got I downloaded. I didn't download the hex map. I gotta look and see. There's a hex map out there of the Ironlands. I've never played in the Ironlands. I've always done homebrew. So I'm gonna have to see if the hex grid lines up because I kind of want to introduce some different twists in this game. And one, I want to figure out how to do a little hex crawling, if possible. Which means we might be exploring, possibly making some moves for that, if we can't figure out how, if the moves don't seem to quite apply. So we're going to have to play that by ear a little bit. One thing I did find was a Durin's Folk asset card, which is a dwarf, which they're called Durin's Folk. I don't need to call it that. The dwarves of yore made mighty spells while hammers fell like ringing bells. So apparently dwarves are also poets. Right? Coming through? Yeah, okay. They get strength of stone. Your people were formed from the stone roots of the mountains. Increase your iron by 1. When you endure harm, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Deep lore. When you traverse subterranean spaces by undertake a journey or delve, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a strong hit. And Dwarven Pride. When you or your kin suffer a wrong, you must either immediately swear a vow to address the grievance, or choose not to swear and endure stress equal to the rank of the vow, and test your bond if in the presence of your kin. I'll have to figure out how this last one works, because one of the other things we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing with a lot of the Starforged moves whenever we can. And we're also playing with the Starforged legacies. And we'll do the background vow and all that stuff. So we'll have quest bonds and discoveries. We're going to see there's some other things that we're going to try to explore in this playthrough, and that's trying to figure out how to get a little more mechanics into the exploration phase. As it stands, everything's narrative, and that's great. But sometimes you want to break from narrative. So part of it is going to be the wilderness crawl, and part of it we're going to try to figure out how to do a dungeon crawl. So we can incorporate probably the dungeon crawl with delve mechanics, and go from there. But we'd like to actually generate some dungeon and actually physically, not literally, but physically go through it rather than just tell the story about it. So, we want to generate some dungeon maps and stuff like that. Which method we're going to use as of now, I'm not quite sure. I've already been working on a system myself, but there's a few other possibilities out there. So we'll go from there, whence we need to. This is a session 0, so I'm not in any immediate rush to have any of that play out. I think when we do the truths, we're going to have to make some adjustments to the truths to accommodate this being a dwarven run. And I believe we're going to still do it while the humans, whatever the truths how they apply to the humans can still apply to the humans, but there's going to be some needs to specifically relate some things to dwarves. As far as like being driven from our lands, something is going to be driving us from our mountain home to the surface. Not that we don't ever go to the surface, but we have recently been driven out. So we can probably try to explore that. We're going to see how the truths turn out before we, and see how we have to manipulate those, and we can go from there. Other than that, I'm not sure what else we need to do except get into it. Start rolling some troops. Let's see. We got a D100 in here. You don't have a D100? Just D10s? Aww. Now, I wonder if Ben has anything in here. Assets. Oh man, he's already got the maps in here. Look at you, dude. Ooh. Oh, I have time to tinker with that stuff. We'll use his new fancy D10 icon he made. Alright. Make sure that works. Yes, I'm going to adjust my rollable area. I don't need the dice flying all over. We can pop them in this area. Probably even drag it down like so. Alright. That looks good. Apply. Let's see, you guys can see everything okay. We don't be needing this. We'll treat this as a how-to of sorts. We will open up the Ironsworn manual. Of course, my head's going to be blocking it. So we'll do it like so. And let's see what we got here. Your character. Where to your start. Where's the truths at? Is that under your world? So this is a little different. In Starforge, you do your world first. Let's see what it... You can build your world, build your character, or do both in tandem. I don't have a clear idea of the character yet, other than it's a dwarf with the dwarf asset. So that's going to be one of our assets. We will play with a 3-2-2-1-1. The dwarf is going to give us +1 on that. Anyhow, so that will be one of our assets. So we'll figure that out down the road, and it's full. So it's a little bonus. So I think that's good compensation for those that tend to like to roll the 4-3-3-2. We'll do the 3-2-2-1-1. Iron will get a bump, and we'll get the full dwarven asset. So I think the right way to start then, we'll just start with your truths. This, come on. Here, I'm just going to they need to fix that. Which means we got to go into the system settings, and we need to get the dialogue back up. We already know we're doing the Starforged character sheet. We'll stick with the Starforged moves and oracles. This is something that we'll have to switch back and forth between at times. And then the truths. And away we go. Just like we did Saturday, we're doing 33 across the board. If we hit 100, we will roll, or we'll choose what it is. I'm going to use one, I'll have one trump card where I can overrule it. I already have a feeling I know which one it's going to be if it happens. I tend to like a lower magic setting, so if mysticism hits high, I'm going to think about it. But we'll go from there. There's not as many truths in here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 3 less truths, but we shall see. So, the old world. '23. The savage clans called the Skulls invaded the kingdoms of the old world. Our armies fell, most were killed or taken into slavery. Those who escaped set sail aboard anything that would float. After an arduous months-long voyage, the survivors made landfall upon the Ironlands. Now, can we also parallel that into... Did the Skald drive us out of our mountain home? I'm going to say no. I think we want a different threat. We still need a reason for the humans to have come here. So I think that reason, the Skald is a good enough reason for that. So we just got to change that our and your stuff in there. We should be good to go. I do want to see something here. I'd like to know where we're from. Oh, I know that because Ben's got a map. So let's create a journal entry and full map. And then we'll switch that to an image. And so, I think it's obvious then we come from We were driven out of the Veiled Mountains. Which is a good thing. I mean, it kind of aligns because I believe the Veiled Mountains are a more dangerous area, and they could be more recently dangerous. We'll have to determine how long ago we were driven out and what kind of casualties we felt. How many of us are left? I would imagine we would have fled a substantial distance or had to be driven out a substantial distance to try to stake a claim. And I think maybe that's our epic vow. Maybe this is a recent event, and there are only so many of us that made it out, and maybe our vow is to reestablish a new mountain home, and that will, I think, allow us to investigate some potential stronghold mechanics if we look to go there. That would be a very cool thing, and I also think that is a track I would think of adding to our character sheet, a legacy track. So we have quests, bonds, discoveries, and if we had stronghold or mountain home here with another epic quest, but would that, yeah, that could still be our background vow. So let's envision that a little bit. So we've got a vow, epic vow, so re-establish our dwarven clan in a secure mountain stronghold. Yeah, I think that's good. We could elaborate more on that as we see fit. So, background vow, reestablish our dwarven clan in a secure mountain stronghold. And we could, we can start at a location or maybe we don't know that. Maybe that's part of the hex crawl, is finding a proper location with proper resources. So that could be a major part of it. As a matter of fact, must find a suitable location that is both safe and has an abundance of resources. So that's going to be one of the it's probably going to be one of our first vows, right? So I'll probably put that as a vow. So this would be the hex crawl. Okay. I'm good with that. We don't have to worry about the rest of that until later, but that, I think that establishes quite a bit already. Iron, is for consistency and lore's sake. I think that the Ironsworn is going to be a dwarven thing. It's not going to be a human thing. I kind of went through this when I did the Elven runs. With the vow of revelation, you want this. I think we want these vows to be unique to our culture. Now, if it's something that some humans pick up along the way, that's fine. But I think for this type of scenario, especially with our numbers dwindled, if we encounter, when we encounter the humans, the vow is going to be something that is new to them and can be a excellent diplomatic tool. So we will say the vows are unique to the dwarves, and we'll put that in probably with the iron when we get to the part where we can go in and edit. But for now, let's roll. 06. The imposing hills and mountains of the Ironlands are rich in iron ore. Most prized of all is the star-forged black iron. Okay. So maybe I already like this already. It's iron, and a location with iron isn't going to be good enough. We're going to need a location. The new home must have access to black iron. That I already like a lot. T100 legacies. We're gonna do it at the end. Okay. 97. Before the Ironlanders, before even the Firstborn, another people lived here. Their ancient ruins are found throughout the Ironlands. Fantastic. That doesn't have any impact on us. We're delvers. Our lands were underground, so there could have been other that. It also gives us places to discover, like ancient ruins. So good. Communities. This one we're going to definitely be taking some liberty on. So let's see what we get though. We are few in number in this accursed land, most rarely have contact with anyone outside our own small study or village, and strangers are viewed with deep suspicion. Great. It's perfect. It's exactly what it'd be perfect. And another one could be the community is called Circles. This could have been one that worked. Last one, when it worked for us, we could have transposed that right over to the humans. And as far as I'm concerned, the humans can still have a decent showing. I should almost do a second community role for humans. I'm not going to worry about that yet. Leaders. There are few in number in this accursed land. Most rarely have contact with anyone outside our own small study or village, and strangers are viewed with deep suspicion. I'm going to roll on this, but it only makes sense that if we're that small in numbers, we maybe have our clan leader. And leadership is as varied as the people. Some communities are governed by the head of a powerful family. We're going to apply this to the humans. So maybe the humans have jarls and stuff like that. based on the human part of this. Hi, goddess. What's up? Here, let me give you a little. Is this gonna work? Let me see. That's loud. Is that loud? That was loud. I can't. Your stuff's in purple. All right. Oh, next up we've got defense, and we'll see how it applies. So far, we've kind of had to shift some of this stuff over to the humans. That's all right. 65. That's the second one. The wardens are our soldiers, guards, and militia. They serve their communities by standing sentry, patrolling surrounding lands, and organizing defenses in times of crisis. Most have strong ties to their community. Others, called free wardens, are wandering mercenaries who hire on to serve a community or protect caravans. I think that's actually perfect for what we're trying to accomplish. Wardens is a good dwarven name, like a name of a dwarven warden. It seems like they would be like the tunnel guards and the tunnel dwellers or the tunnel hunters. So that works as far as I'm concerned. Mysticism. Bubba. Mysticism. This is the one. 62. Magic is rare and dangerous, but those who wield the power are truly gifted. Okay, I'm good with that. I just didn't want this one, so I'm good with that one. Oh, they do have the custom truth thing in here, so let's. Oh, no. Okay, we'll leave that there. We'll add stuff to this when we're done. We got a little work to do. Religion. It's kind of wanted to come at this with a little bit of a my character has possibly a spiritual side, so let's see what happens. 72, that is the last one. Our gods are many. They make themselves known through manifestations and miracles. Some say they even secretly walk among us. The priests convey the will of the gods and hold sway over many communities. I am very good with this. I kind of, in role-playing games, it's very, for me, it's very interesting to play like priests and paladins, because outside of trying to explore the relationships between you, your character, and other characters in the party, you also have this underlying relationship with your deity. And that can add another level of depth that other characters just don't get to have. And I think that's very cool. It's a very fun thing to explore. So we'll have to figure some of that out. Firstborn. The firstborn holds sway in the Ironlands. The elves of the deep forests and the giants of the hills tolerate us and even trade with us. Ironlanders fear the day they decide we are no longer welcome here. Well, I think it stands to reason that the giants of the hills were the ones that probably drove us dwarves out of the out of the Veiled Mountains, probably beyond the Tempest Hills. That's why we're probably going to be having to find a spot in the hinterland somewhere, or at least along the edge of the Tempest Hills. So the giants were able to get us out of our home eventually. So I'm good with that too. Beasts. 63. Monstrous beasts stalk the wild areas of the Ironlands. I'm good with that too. Give us other bad guys, creatures to have to cope with. They just stalk the wild areas. Yeah, okay. Which, not coincidentally, is an area that we're going to have to deal with that. And finally, the horrors. And I will gladly use my trump card on this because I love undead. So give me undead. 80. The dead do not rest in the Ironlands. At night we light torches, scatter salt, and post sentries at the gate. It is not enough. They are coming. Oh yeah, they are. Alright, let's save our truths. And let's see what we got to do some editing in here. I'm going to leave the quest starters in there. Iron vows are the unique to Dwarven culture. It is possible that humans will eventually learn this custom from us, but they do not have Ironsworn. Alright, that's good, I think. Legacies. Before the Ironlanders, before even the Firstborn, other people lived here. That's good. Communities were few in number in this accursed land. Humans have several settlements in the south. Several? How about many? Let's do an oracle roll on this. Oracles. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? No. Miscellaneous. Come on, where is the stupid 50-50 rolls? Grrr. Ask the Oracle. Here we go. So, what do you say? 50-50 chance that they are relatively populous, or several. So are the humans relatively populous in the south? What say you? No. Okay. Humans have several settlements in the south then. So Um, ranging from trading posts, villages, and even a couple of towns. There are no cities at this time. Okay. Leadership is as varied as the people. This is the human. Remaining dwarves have a clan elder and his council and let's do a D6. How about D6? And 5 remaining members of his council. Okay, I'm good with the defense, mysticism. I think everything else is good. Yeah. We'll have to expand on some of this as we can. The hill giants destroyed most of our citizens and our mountain home. Survivors were forced to retreat to the hinterlands. Is that what it's called, the hinterlands? I'm pretty sure that's good. To start anew. Alright, I think that's good for now. Okay. What else we got? We got to move on to come on, let me. Alright, there we go. What do we got? We got, you have a name, perhaps others will honor it someday in stories and song. I am playing as Bargos of the Axeblood clan. It's an old character name I used to use. I used to have an awesome dwarven character. I loved him. Bargos. It's been a long time, my friend. He actually has a nickname, so we might as well put it in there, and it's Grumble. There are 5 stats. Each is given a value from 1 to 3 when you make a move and roll dice, yada. Yeah, we know this. Arrange the bonuses across your 5 stats in any order. 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. We are playing a dwarf, so our iron is going to get to be +1. I think we're going to keep our shadow at a 1. I think edge will be kept at a 1. Edge, quickness, agility, and prowess. I think we need good wits. I think we need good heart. And I think we need good iron. So we got 3, 2, 2. I think we go 2 with wits. We can go 3 with heart and 2 with iron, and we're going to get +1 for being a dwarf. So 1, 3, 3, 1, 2. Good by me. I think that's going to work. Could go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. It almost seems like the more and more I think about it, when you or your kin suffer a wrong, we're going to have opportunity for dwarven pride, it seems, because we are an endangered species right now. At least our clan is, which is pretty much everyone in the Ironlands. Can't copy this. I think we could put this in as an asset. The default ability. The dwarves of yore made mighty spells, while hammers fell like ringing bells. What's this field's for? Oh, I know what that's for. Okay, forget it. The default ability, we have strength of stone. Your people were formed from the stone roots of the mountains. Increase your iron. I can't spell. Your iron by 1 when you endure harm. Add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Okay, we're gonna get deep lore. When you traverse subterranean spaces by undertake a journey or delve, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a strong hit. And finally, Dwarven Pride. When you or your kin suffer a wrong, you must either immediately swear a vow to address the grievance, or choose not to swear and endure stress equal to the rank of the vow, and test your bond if in the presence of your kin. Okay, that's good. It's good, it's good. I don't know what these are either. Option A, option B. Is that it? Are you saved? Good, you good? Okay. So now I should just be able to drop this asset. I should just be able to drop that there. Yep, Durn's Pride. I can close you now. Because I can look at you here. How come that's not showing up? What happens if I change you to asset sheet? Ooh, that was even worse. What happened? Yeah, what's going on here? Okay, we'll edit this sheet and get rid of this and add it back. Okay, we'll just leave that. I don't know what that other thing is doing. Alright, we have... Our tracks are all set. Momentum's all set. Vows. When you swear an iron vow... Let's see, record on your character sheet. You must use a vow progress track to mark when you reach them. Blah, 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 blah. You should start your first session with 2 vows. A long-term goal, your background vow, an immediate situation which must be dealt with, your inciting incident. You'll find quest starters in Chapter 4, your world in Chapter 5, foes and encounters. I think we already know our starting... Our other starting vow we determined was must find a suitable location that is both safe and has an abundance of resources. Vow. Find a new home for my clan. That is going to be... That's going to be a tough one, isn't it? Whew. What do we give that? We don't want it to be something that takes forever, but it also can't be easy. Let's set it at extreme right now. And if there might come a point where we drop it to formidable, depending on the circumstance. Bonds. As you build relationships and complete quests in the service of others, you create bonds, blah, blah, blah. So we are using connections. You should start your first session with up to 3 background bonds. Make a note of the people or communities you share bonds with and mark up to 3 ticks on your bond progress track. Yeah, we're going to do this a little different. We're going to have... three connections. So each marked ability reduces your maximum amount of blah, blah, blah. We don't have any abilities. We don't have any banes or burdens. Assets. There are 4 types of assets: companions, paths, combat talents, and rituals. You can mix and match assets as you like, whatever fits your vision for your character. Put them alongside your character sheet. You gain bonuses to your moves when treating injuries or sickness. You can envision your character, identify. How many do you start with? You may select 3 assets when you create your character. Additional assets can be acquired with experience points when you advance. Some assets can only be obtained after you have fulfilled narrative or mechanical requirements. Let's do this the good way. We will grab we want where's the assets? I should take a look at that flavor, the Norse flavor pack. Delve bonus assets. No, I don't think we need those. Take a look at them. Assets master set. Let's get a couple of these other things in here. We got the delve ones we can upload, and then we have this Norse set. Where were you at? Norse flavor pack. Did you get uploaded? I don't see you. There you are. Okay, let's take a look at you first. Because I think it seems to me like the Norse mythos could be a good fit with Eek. Can I rotate this? These are beasts. Do we have any assets in here? Okay, yeah, we got. I gotta look at this. Oh, we got the oh, those are regions. Yeah. Path of Loki, Path of Thor. Combat talent, Hammer, Mjolnir. Oh. Colgrave. Yeah, I know. But there should be a rotated in the PDF viewer. Yeah, no. I don't think we're going to be doing the Norse mythology stuff. Okay. So let's go back in here. Let's get our normal assets in here. And let's take a look at the delve ones real quick, because there's only 3 in there. Commander Fated and Lorekeeper. You lead a warband with +4 strength. Roll plus strength when you command your warband to face danger, secure an advantage, compel, or battle. When you face the negative outcome of any move, you may suffer -1 strength as the cost. That is an interesting one for this setting, for the playing a dwarf in this game, and where we're at. our people, our entire culture were driven out of the mountains by the giants, and we are just a small community of survivors left that forced to leave our mountain hold stronghold, and this could be plus strength when you command your warband. When you face the negative outcome of any move, you may suffer -1 strength at the cost So basically, we got some red shirts. I got to think about that one. When you face fate, it might be too. When you face death or face desolation, while your epic background vow is unfulfilled, it is not yet your time. It's no thanks. Yeah. That's part of my iron vow is to my background vow is to reestablish our dwarven clan in a secure mountain stronghold. This is like my life's goal at this point. And we have to find a location we're not even settled anywhere. We're just traveling the hinterlands, trying to stay alive and camping. I mean, maybe we've got a camp right now. I'm not sure. We haven't gotten to that. But the whole goal is to find a new home for our clan. And not only must be a fortifiable location, have an abundance of resources, and it must have access to what's called black iron, which is a rare form of iron. Ow, same thing. But we're in a dangerous part of the world. So okay, let's check out the assets and see what we got. We got to pick 2 more assets, right? We got 3 assets, and dwarf is one of our assets. One of the if we don't take commander, we could take a companion. Kindred makes some sense. When you make a move outside of combat aided by your companion's expertise, add +1. I don't think anything else really sounds like if I went with companion. I don't think any of the other ones sounds like it would fit. So let's check out the pass first. I think we're gonna want my battle hammer. But alchemist and battle scar, that's once you become maimed. Blade bound, banner sworn, bonded, dancer, devotant. When you say your daily prayers, you may secure an advantage by asking your god to grant a blessing. If you do, roll plus your god's stat. On a hit, take +2 momentum. Empowered. When you sojourn and score weak hit or miss, you may claim the rights of hospitality warranted by your title or lineage. Fortune hunter, herbalist, honor bound. When you turn the tide, envision how your vow gives you strength in this moment. Then, when you make your move, add +2 instead of +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. We'll see. Loyalist, when you aid your ally, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. This is in addition to the benefits taken by your ally. Masked, no. Oathbreaker, no. Outcast, no. Pretender, no. Revenant, no. Rider, no. Ritualist, no. Shadowkin, no. Sighted Slayer. When you gather information by tracking a beast or horror, or when you secure an advantage by readying yourself for a fight against them, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Possibly? Storyweaver, no. Trickster, no. Veteran. When you burn momentum to improve your result in combat, envision how your heart... Hey, Mean Deef! Oh, going good, man. Oh, well, I'll go over everything with you here in a second. It's going to be interesting. Well, the long and short of it is, because it's written for a human playthrough, right? So you kind of have to adjust the truths when you roll them. And and we're from the Ironlands. Well, the Ironsworn, the humans don't do the Ironsworn thing. It's a dwarven custom. That's the first thing that I got out of the way kind of right away. So it's a dwarven culture thing. It's not a human culture thing. So that's for one. Two is we're playing it when the humans have arrived. And I rolled. They've got several settlements, not a ton. But I established also early on that we were driven out of, because we needed an exodus as well. So we were driven out. The dwarves were attacked by the giants, and we were driven out of our mountain home. Our fortress was destroyed. Most of our people were slaughtered. So we've got a small group of survivors that were able to flee the where's the map? We were able to flee our mountain home in the Veiled Mountains, but we were driven to the south. The giants live like through the Tempest Hills and the Veiled Mountains, so we were driven all the way down to the hinterlands, which is a pretty dangerous area with beasts. So I don't know how many there are yet. I haven't figured that part out yet. But we were driven out, and that's my vow, my background vow, because I'm using Starforged character sheet and Starforged rules as much as I can. If I got to flip, to a Oracle or something on the Ironsworn side, I will. But our background vow is to reestablish our dwarven clan in a secure mountain stronghold. So, and that's like obviously my life's goal. However, the first vow, because you start with the background vow and you start with your another vow, is to find got to find a location that's suitable. So we must find a suitable location that is both safe and has an abundance of resources, and the new home must have access to black iron. So there's that. And one of the reasons I'm doing this, I'm going to probably add a legacy track. We got the 3 legacy tracks, quests, bonds, and discoveries. I'm probably going to add one for Stronghold. and that's one that can grow and gain experience off of, because it's going to be a foundational thing to this playthrough. And I also want to try to incorporate some other things. Like I want to try to bring in like a hex crawl mechanic. I would like to bring in a dungeon crawl mechanic outside of like Delve. You can still use Delve. We can still use all that stuff. But I would like to try to play around with some other mechanics. So like a hex crawl in this game I think would be really cool. And it kind of gives us that, you know, we have to find a location to reestablish our clan's foothold. So I think it kind of all fits. So right now I'm trying to figure out. Oh, and there's somebody has a Hexpedition. I don't know what that is. Installed it. What's Hexpedition? Anyway, someone has this made a pretty decent dwarf asset that's got strength of stone. You start with all three of these. Strength of stone, you increase your iron by 1 when you endure harm and add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Then you got deep lore and then dwarven pride. So you got a couple extra things. It's not really OP. I'll have to take a look at that. And now I'm trying to figure out what my assets are. Weapon Master, Hexpedition. I'll have to look it up. There's so much stuff out there. I'd love to do my own. I'm working on a dungeon builder, and I'd like to do one for Hex Wilderness Crawl as well. Oh man, it seems a little over. That's tough to obtain early on. I think a combat talent's going to be necessary. Where is my big old... There we go. Thunderbringer. If you wield a mighty hammer, and I do. When you face danger, secure an advantage or compel by hitting or breaking an inanimate object, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. No way. When you face danger, secure an advantage or compel. So I just gotta like get pissed and just crush something next to me, like a stone or something. Okay, I gotta take it. I gotta take that because I got a big giant hammer. Yeah, the one thing it didn't. I did say I wielded. I think I told it I wielded a hammer, but it didn't. Oh God, you stupid. Where's? Okay, let's just do it this way. Oh, no, I know where it's at. It's in the compendium. I need the Ironsworn assets. Alright, so I created Durin's Pride myself. So we got combat talent, Thunderbringer, because we're gonna bring the thunder. I made him on I don't have any way to do this to the face, but I made him on Hero Forge. Now, I want to look through the ritual stuff real quick, because one of the things we've got plentiful gods in this, and in RPGs, I really dig playing priests and paladins, because relationships with your deity in an RPG can really add like a whole different twist of character depth that other characters don't get. So I don't know if I want to have a religious bent to my character or not yet, but I want to see what rituals I have available. Not that I really got a 13312. Yeah, making a weapon with Midjourney would be be cool. That I mean, look, this dwarf is complete. I mean, that is Ironsworn dwarf up and down and left and right. There's nothing not Ironsworn about that. That's freaking epic. I mean, I don't know if I've ever... Freaking AI made that. I don't know if I've ever seen a dwarf look that badass. He's got chunks of iron in his head. He's got a chunk of iron right there. He's got stitches over there. Uh-huh. Chunk of iron in his freaking head. He's got there was another one somewhere. But he's got like stitches over here. It looked like staples almost. I guess when I told him rugged. Yeah, I do. I got it. Well, yeah, it was rugged armored dwarf with a black braided beard and a two-handed warhammer. Yeah, it saved it. But that character section gets ramped up a lot. Dude, you should have seen all the people making masks after I put that. When I put the wooden masks in there, a bunch of people were making masks after that. They even were making cat masks. So I spawned a pretty cool thing. And Sean Tompkin even commented on them. I posted them up on the Ironsworn site. Sean Tompkin even commented on them a couple times. Because I accidentally put it in the Starforged inspiration by mistake. Posted those images. And then someone said, this is the wrong place for that. Yeah. And he said this, well, in the Starforged thing, he goes, now I want to play elves in space. I want to play an Elven Starforged campaign now. But he's like, yeah, this is exactly how I envision the elves, or the elves' masks. Exactly how, except with more antlers. So I made an antler one. Well, I thought that was pretty, pretty funny. If anybody, I bet you if you sent him an invite, he would go to town on that. Alright, let's see what rituals we got. I don't know if I'm going to take a ritual yet. I might want a companion. I might want that commander companion. We'll see. Communion. When you surround the remains of a recently deceased intelligent creature with lit calendars. No. Candles. When you take a drop of blood from a willing subject, not yourself, and cast the root. No. Invoke. When you consume the mystical essence of your surround. No. When you hold a weapon and sing a keen for those that it has killed, roll plus heart on a strong hit. The wielder inflicts +1 harm when they strike or clash. If they roll a 1 on their action die when making a move to inflict harm, the magic is spent. On a weak hit as above, but the voice of those who were slain join in your song. Huh. I even got Josh to. I put him. I put in that one precursor vault in the style of Josh Meehan. It did like 4 entrances. I'm like, how'd they do? I'm like, how'd it do, Josh? And he even commented on that. I chatted with Sean a couple times last year when I was working on Starforge. He's a pretty cool guy. Oh no, I'm not an influencer. that's Midjourney doing all that work. I didn't do that. Lightbearer, no. Scry, no. Shadowwalk, no. Sway, no. Talisman, no. Tether. When you commune with the spirits of a place, roll plus heart. If you share a bond with someone there, add +1. On a strong hit, you are tethered. None of these really. Totem. When you hold a totem of your animal, I don't know. Visage. Ward. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
And if there's anything you require, please don't hesitate to
Hey,
scream.
Decaf.
Coming! We're so busy.
Thank you for the follow, Decaf. Welcome, welcome. We're playing some Ironsworn. Well, that's kind of prep is play, right, Mean Deef? Prep is play. We're playing even though it's session 0. When you walk a wide circle sprinkling the ground with salt, roll plus. I don't have good wits. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that really that would fit. Awakening. When you create a simulacrum, roll plus heart. On a strong hit, your creation is given. No. When you summon a flock of crows and ask a single question. No. An archive of what? Of this? Of my Ironsworn playthrough? Yeah, I'll do it. Oh, Decaf, get ready to go down a rabbit hole, my friend. Yeah, I could download these and get them over to YouTube. Yeah. Oh, Decaf. Yeah. Ironsworn is amazing. Did you hear about Ironsworn or Starforged? I mean, obviously you heard about Ironsworn. You might have heard through it, or might have been made aware of it through Starforged, though, because Starforged just got released. I am torn. Right. When you secure an advantage by crafting a useful item using your specialty, or when you face danger to create or repair an item in a perilous situation. Colgrove's been here a few times. I mean, he's been hanging out for a few weeks now. Oh man, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? This is a tough one. Yeah, decaf. Me and Mean Deef and another person just started a co-op of Starforged on Saturday, and it was amazing. We did a session 0. It's fantastic. The story is just so good. And I'm gonna work on that here as well. We're playing a dwarf, which is a little outside of the scope of Ironsworn, but we're doing it anyway. We're gonna do it well. I played elves last year, so I'm familiar with twisting things a little bit. Yes, we are. Yes, we are diving right into the action. Slayer. Slayer is the same thing I'm playing in Starforged. And I might take it again here. I gotta think about it. Because nothing else really seems to stand out to me other than that commander. You can post it in there, Mean Deef. I don't block links, I don't think, yet. Yeah, we had a blast Saturday. So good. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is possibly a kindred. So the question is, do I want to lone wolf it a little bit, or do I need a companion? Or I could go that let me grab that other one. Delve bonus assets. Alright, so we got these Delve assets. You lead a warband with +4 strength. Now it makes me want to go look at those Norse ones again. You lead a warband with +4 strength. Roll strength whenever you face, or whenever you command your warband to face danger. Secure an advantage, compel, or battle. When you face the negative outcome of any move, you may suffer -1 strength as the cost. When you make camp or sojourn and score a hit, take +1 strength. While at 0 strength, this asset counts as a debility. You may dispatch scouts from your warband to gather information or resupply. If you do, roll +strength. Once you forge a bond with your warband, take +1 momentum on a hit. Wow, you can't even get. How do you fill it up? Oh wait, when you make camp or sojourn and score a hit, take +1 strength. Okay. Commander sounds like it could be cool. We'd have a little band of dwarves, and it makes sense to the story, right? That I would, if we're going out on expeditions. Oh, my channel is Dice Tea Gaming. Let me get a link of that. that rock. Oh man, come on. Hold on. Yo channel. Oh no, it's just iced tea. I got it. Hold on a second. I thought I put it. I requested a name on this a while back. Here, let me just post it. Give it here. That's my channel. It's actually got the first 3 episodes of Behind the Mask from last year. But those are a little bit tougher of a listen because I was just learning the game. But it was cool. The story was awesome. Squeeze. Commander. Does he have Commander in here? He does. How about a warband? A little warband of dwarves. I think it makes sense for what we're doing. Durin's Pride. What's this option stuff? Alright. Alright. How do we get rid of these? Here. Oh, there we go. Boop. There. I don't know what this thing is. Boop. There. Perfection. Alright. So we're going with Durin's Pride, Thunderbringer, and Commander. I think that's good. I think. We'll find out. We're also going to do, Mindy, if we're going to figure out how to do, we're going to figure out ways to build a stronghold in here. Whatever that takes, we're going to have to figure out, I'm going to have to figure out some mechanics to do that. So we got to figure out hex crawl mechanics, dungeon crawl mechanics, or dungeon generation mechanics, and stronghold building mechanics. Asset abilities, yada yada yada. Ability requirements. Using companion abilities. Yeah. We're not using this experience track. We are using situation. Becoming Ironsworn. We already did this. Make note of any important equipment or items. Well, we do have our two-handed warhammer, or you can call it a maul. All right, thanks for stopping by, Colgrave. Good seeing you again. Sounds good. Thanks. Peace. Probably be a good idea to still have a missile weapon, even though we suck at edge. So, short bow or a crossbow? What do we do? Let's do an oracle roll for that. Hi. I know. Things are tough all over. Moves. Where did he have those tucked away at again? 50-50. Do I have a crossbow? No, I want you to roll. No. So I have a short bow. That's fine. Really doesn't matter. Short bow. What other notable equipment are we starting with? I don't think there's anything notable. I think that's it for now. So let's take a peek at Ironsworn and see what it's got about. So we left the Veiled Mountains through the Tempest Hills. We're in the hinterlands. This is kind of going to be important to know, right? Dense forests nestled against rugged terrain, hunter camps, and remote settlements. So we might encounter an occasional human. I have no idea. I don't know if I don't think my clan has never met humans before that I'm aware of. I haven't. The question will be also, did the humans ever meet dwarves? Wherever they were driven out of, did they have dwarven clans over there? Bird song interspersed with sudden unsettling stillness. Ironlanders foraging and hunting game. So there will be, like I said, occasional humans. Hungry beasts stalking. Varu bands, which are basically what Varu are. They're werewolves and such. The lycanthropes. Howling their war song. This high terrain. Good to meet you too, Decaf. Yeah, you're going to have a blast watching that. It's really good. There's a little quirky audio because it was our first time grouping up, but in the beginning, but it gets settled pretty quickly. This high terrain consists of a long string of forested hills. Isolated Ironlander settlements in this region serve primarily as bases for hunters and trappers. A few farmers do the best they can with the rocky soil, but the people depend mostly on meat, mushrooms, berries, and other bounties from the forest to sustain them during the long winters. Those winters are bitter and harsh. Snow gathers as deep as an Ironlander is tall. It's taller than us. Or more. Hunters cloaked in heavy furs wear snowshoes to navigate across the rough terrain. At night they make camp. They drink and tell stories. They try to ward away the encroaching darkness with blazing fire. They cast nervous glances at sounds just beyond the light. In the spring and summer, the melting snow feeds tumultuous rivers. The forest bursts with rich life, but always there is a chill in the air. Always there is a reminder of the coming winter. Quest starter. A group of Ironlanders have been forced out of their hinterland settlement. What caused them to leave? With winter coming and food in short supply, will you attempt to reclaim their settlement or convince someone to take them in? Okay. Obviously, the stuff, anything that relates to human, we have to take with a grain of salt. Plus, we know there's not a lot of human settlements in general. The truths, I rolled whether there was a lot of human settlements or just several, and it was the several result. So Um, so there's a smattering of, there's probably some trading posts, some villages, a couple towns, but that's it. No cities. Um, it's not an abundance of humans either. So, mapping your journeys. We got this map. I got the hex grid on it. I'm going to find out about that scale, if that's going to be an appropriate scale to use. Foes and encounters. Nothing really. The Varu. So 2 progress per harm. Varu are pretty dangerous. Humanoid beings who dwell within the deep wilds and in the woods of the hinterlands. Their features are fierce and wolf-like. A Varu clan has carved their mark into the trees surrounding an Ironlander community. Okay. Animals, beasts, and horrors. Okay, I don't think we're using the connections instead of the background vowels. But we are gonna start with 3 connections, not 1, because you're supposed to start with 3 background bonds. So instead, we're going to start with 3 connections. We might do 1 bond. We'll see. We should we've got our war band as well. We should go through and we should name our merry dwarves. We've got 4 dwarves in our war band. I mean, that's going to be one of the... No, that's already a companion. So the companion exists outside of... Here, let me open up my character sheet. Let's go... We've got these 3 connections, and then we've got our warband as an asset. So what I'm going to do is add another connection. Actually, I'll put it as my first one. My warband. So what's this gonna... This isn't gonna be... This shouldn't be too crazy difficult. I'm gonna leave it at... I think this is just gonna be a troublesome task. Because we've already have shared experiences and we're already grouped together, so there's going to be a history. History of that. How about a name? We need a name for the warband, and then we got to come up with 3 connections. I think one of them should be either the village elder or one of the council members. There's 5 council members. And the village elder. So I'm going to roll a d6. If I roll a 1, the village elder is my connection. Nope. So we're going to need, one of these is going to be the village elder. Clan, council, Probably dangerous. We need a name. Do I have any family members that... And we're back. Let's find out if any of my clan, the Axeblood clan, made it. I'm gonna say likely. Likely, 75% chance I had a family member make it out. No. Oh wait, yes. Oh wait, that 50-50 one. What did I do up here? So this is, yeah, man, it's confusing. What did I ask up here? Do you remember what I asked up here? I thought it said no because but it was this that was highlighted. So yes, family member. So we did have a family member survive. So we're gonna need a name for that. We're gonna leave that. We'll leave that at troublesome. And then we need one more. What the hell did I ask back here? Endurance Pride. It was after I did the dwarves. I think the humans are more populous than I thought. Yeah. So actually the humans have a lot more. That's what that role was. Let me go back to the journal. Truths. Communities. Humans have populated much of the southern Ironlands and have even managed to move as far north as the hinterland. Hyena! What's going on, man? With some small settlements in that region. Chillin' like a villain. That's what we're doing. Alright. Okay. We are playing Ironsworn as a dwarf. Check out what... Oh, did you see it yet? Dude, that what's it called? I can't even think. Now I'm like drawing a blank. That AI. I can't even think of the name of it right now. Anyway, this is I asked it to draw a rugged armored dwarf with a braided black beard, and this is what the damn AI drew for me. The mask, I know, weren't those sick, dude? Mid-Journey. Why can't I think of the name of it? Anyway, I asked it to make a dwarf for me, and this is what it made. Is this not, like, like the epitome of an Ironsworn dwarf. This is like the badassest looking dwarf I've ever seen. I'll do a recap on I think we're at the point I can do a recap on the truths since you're just joining and give you a quick summary of what we're doing here. We are playing a dwarf. The giants destroyed our mountain home fortress, killed most of our people, drove us out of the Veiled Mountains through the Tempest Hills, and now we have just struck camp, arrived with whatever's remaining of our people, which isn't a lot, to the hinterlands, which is a pretty dangerous place in and of itself. The humans have been here. However, the dwarven culture is the iron. They're the ones that do the iron vows. The humans don't even know anything about it. More than likely, I don't even know if we've ever seen humans. Very likely not. Maybe some, since the humans have been here in this area for a while, but we tend not to travel to the south. We had our home in the Veiled Mountains, and that's where we thrived. It's a big region. Anyhow, but the giants just decimated us, pretty much wiped us out. I couldn't even tell you. I don't even know how many are. I wouldn't even fathom a guess right now as to how many of us are left. So, our truths. This doesn't take long. So the humans were still driven out of their homeland overseas by the Scalds, so we're not too worried about that though right now. Yeah, and we already called. The hill giants destroyed most of our citizens in our mountain home. Iron. The imposing hills and mountains of the Ironlands are rich in iron ore. Most prized of all is the star-forged black iron. We'll get to that in a minute. Legacies. Before the Ironlanders, before even the Firstborn and other people lived here, their ancient ruins are found throughout the Ironlands. That's good because I like dungeons and I like delving and all that. Communities. We are few in number in this accursed land, most rarely have contact with anyone outside our own small steading or village, and strangers are viewed with deep suspicion. So, it stands to reason. I mean, we're kind of we're just been recently destroyed, so we're just trying to find a place to live right now. Leaders. The remaining dwarves have a clan elder and 5 remaining members of his council. We have a connection with one of the council clansmen. We have wardens. It probably stands to reason that I am a warden. The wardens are our soldiers, guards, and militia. They serve their communities by standing sentry, patrolling surrounding lands, and organizing defenses in times of crisis. Most have strong ties to their community, yada yada. And I think that bond's probably a little bit tighter right now. Magic is rare and dangerous, but those few who wield the power are truly gifted. Their gods are many. They do make themselves known through manifestations and miracles, so we'll see. The Firstborn hold sway in the Ironlands, as we well know, because the giants of the hills tolerate us. They don't tolerate us, they tolerate the humans. So Iron Lanterns fear the day they decide we are no longer welcome here. With We're living proof of that right now. Monstrous beasts stalk the wild areas of the Ironlands, which is kind of where we are right now. And the undead, the dead do not rest in the Ironlands. I took as far as my assets go, they have there's a kind of a homebrew that's called Durin's Pride. It's a dwarf. Um, the dwarves of yore made mighty spells while hammers fell like ringing bells. So we have Strength of Stone, which gives me +1 iron. And whenever I endure harm, I add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. I have Deep Lore. It's when you traverse subterranean spaces by undertake a journey or delve, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a strong hit. And Dwarven Pride. When you or your kin suffer a wrong, you must either immediately swear a vow to address the grievance or choose not to swear and endure stress equal to the rank of the vow and test your bond if in the presence of your kin. And we also took Thunderbringer because we got a badass two-handed Warhammer. When I face danger, secure an advantage, or compel by hitting or breaking an inanimate object, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. So we just smash something near us just because it's going to just strike fear in you. And then we also took a delve path called Commander. So this is actually this is a raw, not a homebrew one. You lead a warband with +4 strength. Roll +strength when you command your warband to face danger, secure an advantage, compel, or battle. When you face the negative outcome of any move, you may suffer -1 strength as the cost. So it's like a red shirt. When you make camp or sojourn and score a hit, take +1 strength. While at 0 strength, this asset counts as a debility. So these are debilities, and if it ever goes down to 0, all our rolls will be -1. I don't know what that is. So that is Commander. We went with 1-3-2-1-2 for Edge, Heart, Iron, Shadow, Wits, and the +1 in Iron gives us a 3 in Iron. I've played this a couple times. This is even taking this dwarf with the full slate and the +1 in Iron, which includes the +1 in Iron. Nowhere near overpowered. A lot of people play with the 4-3-3-2-2 stat block, and it's still challenging as hell. Background vow is the beast. It's re-establish our dwarven clan in a secure mountain stronghold. So I'm probably going to add a stronghold legacy track to this game, which will work just like quests, bonds, and discoveries. So things will happen, and it will progress along the stronghold path. So we're going to start when we find a location. We'll start building the stronghold. And speaking of which, our initial vow is find a new home for my clan. Must find a suitable location that is both safe and has an abundance of resources. The new home must have access to black iron. Because of that, I made an extreme, but these treks aren't set in stone. Things can happen to change these, but I made it an extreme to begin with because we're in a bad spot. Let's see, some other things about the game. What else are we doing? We're typically, for the most part, we're going to use Starforged rules and moves as much as we can. If they don't make sense for the situation, then we'll switch to the Ironsworn moves. Most of the moves translate just fine into Ironsworn. And that includes like the make a connection. So make a connection replaces the bond stuff And make a connection is a much better relationship tracker and bond builder, if that makes sense. In Ironsworn, you can try to make a bond with anybody. In Starforged, you have to progress on a track like you would anything else, and then roll to succeed on it later. And then the exploration moves like Undertaken X. There's the exploration moves in Starforged work perfectly fine in Ironsworn. There's some stuff like, I mean, obviously there's going to be like the vehicle stuff. I mean, obviously not everything translates one to one. Whatever doesn't work, I'll just flip it over to the Ironsworn moves and roll from there. Even if something sci-fi comes up, it's easy to parallel it into fantasy anyway. It's not like, I mean, the whole point, it just makes prompts anyways, and it's supposed to spark your thought process. So if I pull up laser beam or something, then we'll figure it out. Not too worried about that. Some other things that we're going to try to do in this game, because you saw like our iron vow, or our main first vow, our inciting vow, is to find a suitable location to break ground and start building a fortress. So we're going to try to figure out a way to do some hex crawl mechanics in this game. And that's going to work in combination with expeditions and delves and stuff, but we'll be able to explore hexes in the hinterlands or wherever we go. We'll be able to dig in deeper and explore individual hexes and in a little more granular way, not in just a narrative way. We're also going to figure out a way to build a stronghold mechanically. I don't know how we're going to do that yet, but we're going to figure out a way to do that. We're also going to do some dungeon generation. Again, I don't know exactly what method we're going to do, but we're going to do something a little more than just narrative. I don't think we're going to go quite as extreme as D100 dungeon generation mechanics, but we want ways to... I want to map out some dungeons. I don't want to just narratively describe it every time. I might do some narrative, we might do some narrative delving if I don't feel like mapping that day. Or there might be days where I don't feel like just focusing so much on story and just want to do a little dungeon crawling. So we'll figure that out as well. We have liberties. The game is solid enough. It can handle taking a beating from the experimental side of things. Even when we're doing stuff in a dungeon, even when we're doing stuff doing a hex crawl, there's still going to be rolls to be made. So and we're still going to be using the mechanics of the rolls to determine outcomes. Not necessarily what shows up, but how we deal with it. It's still going to result. It's going to revert back to the action roll anyway. So I'm not too worried about what we throw at it, because that's going to ultimately be the determining factor. I think that's about it. That covers most of it. I think we just need some dwarf names. You guys want to make some dwarf names? We've got 4 connections. We got my warband as a connection. My warband needs a name. My council clansman that I have a connection with needs a name. I have a family member that survived. Needed to figure out who that is. And they need a name. And then we've got one more connection to figure out. So, anyway, who's that girl? Making up a tip up. What do we got over here? It is. Well, it's funny you say that because I mean that's Sean's thing. Prep is play, and we were even saying that when we were doing it Saturday. We could just sit there and go through session zeros again and again and again and have a blast every freaking time. It's so fun just sitting. It was just fun sitting around there. Me, Deef, and Rig. Um, just trying to figure it out. Prep is play. Damn straight. And it's play in a different way. Like, you know, there's world building and there's you know, adventure creation and monster building and all that stuff, but there's something different about this. Even as solo it's fun, but even as a group it's even more fun because you're sitting there, you got three different stories you're trying to weave together, and then with all the truths too, but you got three different people to bounce it, like figuring it all out. And it is way fun. Way fun. And it's just like trying, when you get stuff, you just take stuff off a random table and try to see how it figures in. There's something really cool about that. Yeah. Dominion Guild, company power. Trying to see if any of these things. This is the new faction table. I've never really looked at these in Starforged. You can see a lot of these things, they'll fit right in. I mean, is there anything on here that you couldn't use as in Ironsworn? I don't see anything. Template. Legacy. Let's maybe we could do a descriptor and focus. Oh, we do have. No, I don't think these really make sense for someone that's supposed to be a connection. Location, themes, miscellaneous. No. Core. Let's see what descriptor and focus do. vault viewpoint. No, fragile vehicle. Can we come up with another connection? Fragile vehicle. There's room on the ship. We got plenty of room on the spaceship. Now we can slide that a little bit, but fragile vehicle. So someone that was did we have a dwarven cart? Oh, yes. Okay, I got this. Fragile vehicle. The cart driver. We'll have to figure out a name for the cart driver. But we had to leave him behind, so we're going to have to go get him. Therefore, well, we're going to have to figure out a way to have to go back and get him. So let's do another vow in here. Go back and rescue. Rescue seems steep. We put it. The cart broke down. One of the carts broke down. It was a friend of mine or an old companion of mine. But we secured him at a location. We know where it's at. We just have to go back and get him. We couldn't just stop everybody for one cart. I don't know, rescue seems like we put him in a secure we found a little spot that seems secure. I don't know if rescue's the right word. He had to stay and guard the cart. Probably a couple with him. But the cart is in need of desperate repair, so we have to go back and make sure he gets back. Seems a little thin. What am I missing? I don't even think we'd leave him behind though, right? Maybe we got split up. But if the cart broke down and there was stuff on there that was absolutely imperative to us, it's too important to abandon, and too important to just not go back for, and to abandon and not leave someone there to guard it. Fragile vehicle. I think that makes sense. I don't know what was on it that was so important, or why they just wouldn't swap it up. Maybe they couldn't. It was just the time. Carrying crucial supplies. was damaged and had to be left behind. Supplies are critical in nature, and a small contingent of dwarves were left behind to guard it. We must return to the cart, repair it, and bring everyone and everything back. I'll just put that at a formidable. I like it. What do you guys think? Got an image incoming soon. He veiled. What does that say? The veiled and misty. I'm like, I'm trying to. The veiled and misty mountains covered in snow. A dwarf struggles in the distance against the wind, climbing the nearest slope. Yeah. A minute, depending on how complicated, and the high res ones take a little bit. Like you can go higher res, and those take a little longer. Okay, who wants to? Let's do some dwarven names. What time is it? It's only 10:13. Dude. This guy. I mean, seriously, that is like the coolest dwarf I've ever freaking seen. I've seen a lot of dwarves. Dwarves are like my favorite race. That is a bad man. And a freaking AI did that. Oh, quiet. Why didn't I turn you off? I always forget to turn off Facebook. Sorry. How long do the images? Yeah. Quiet. Here, let me shut that. Dwarf names. Come on, let's do it. Does that thing only do pictures, or will it answer other questions? Ordrin. Who is Ordrin? Is he the clown? The council clansman? Is he my sibling, or is he the cart driver? Or she? Ordrin sounds like a pretty, wise name. Clown dwarfs. Then he is a council clansman, a voice of the elder. Ordrin, does he have a last name? Stormmaul. Good, strong dwarven name. We'll do Stormmaul. Stormmaul. Nope. That's just my clan is Axeblood. So Stormmaul actually is a good. It fits right into my naming, my dwarven naming. No, Axeblood is just mine. How about Mean Thief? Mean Thief, you got a dwarf? Have you played a dwarf? You said you were playing a dwarf elsewhere, weren't you? He died at the end of the campaign, so I won't be too sad if he dies here. Oh. Yeah. Boring. A friend is chatting, sorry. What? So we need another dwarf name, though. We need a cart driver name, and we need my sibling's name. And my relationship. Cart driver, we said it's going to be, it's going to be dangerous. Connection. You bad man. Hilda. Hilde. It'll be great. Excuse me. You have German dwarves? We need a warband name as well. Warband. You know what else I did today? We could try this out. We got hyena. We got I downloaded. I don't know if you've ever tried this. Where are you at, Rock? Where are you at? Here, let me fix this. Is that working? Okay. Malvon. Melvin. Hey, Melvin. So he's the cart driver. Obviously, he's going to be more than a cart driver because you can't just be. If you're a dwarf, you can't just be a cart driver. Okay, we need another Axeblood family member. Misty Mountains. Where is the youth? Youth. Oh. Help me help you guys. I'm like, my brain's breaking right now. I think I might have fried it from the last couple days. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here, I can show that. Where is my... That's badass looking. That is freaking cool. How does an AI